Attention everyone, the views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. We haven't got music yet, but here we go for Brighter Living Alive with your host, Steve-O Mickey Mactastic. Take it away, Steve.
Thank you. My friends really like and enjoy the Mactastic. Now it's all over church.
Steve-O Mickey Mac.
And now it's all over church.
It kind of stuck, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
So you ended up not being able to have a guest for today, so I'm your guest.
Oh, that's okay. And a very good guest that you are.
Oh, sometimes I'm a terrible guest.
Well, it depends on your allergies.
Depends on your allergies.
I guess that's what. Anyway, good morning, and thank you for joining me and Matt, my sit-in guest.
Sit-in guest / techie guy. So, I don't know about techie, but hey.
And happy Memorial Day to all of those families and to those. We pray for you and your loved ones and those that you've lost that were in the military, including my dad's gone. My nephew's now gone. It'll be 2 years here in a few weeks that he's been gone. I'm going to bring up that here in a little bit, but it's Memorial Day. Man, just with the pandemic, man, it just seems like it's a little weird, not weird, but I guess a little distraught this year. There's no, as far as I know, there's no Memorial Day parade in Branson.
I don't think there will be a Memorial Day parade
anywhere. So I think a lot of things have been canceled even for the summer. They're even looking out towards August, and a lot of things are being rearranged, rescheduled. Now, I think there's a graduation ceremony or something in August in McAllister.
Is there?
I think they're holding off till August, but they're still going to do a ceremony. And that's awesome, guys.
Yeah. Sorry.
Kudos to Hollister School District.
Yeah.
Troy just said we're downstairs.
I guess next time we'll have them show up a little earlier.
Yes.
All right, so...
Morning, Jennifer.
Yeah, you got a story you're going to tell
yes.
about somebody.
Yes.
So while you do that, I'm going to go downstairs and let Troy and Belinda in.
Yes. That's okay.
So take it away, Steve.
Okay, thank you. I got it all to myself. Ooh. No, Troy and Belinda will be up here in a little bit. Maybe Troy will slide in. I don't know. If he wants to. If he wants to.
I'm sure he always wants to.
Oh boy. Anyway, we're just glad that you're tuning in, folks, and I'm starting a watch party, so please tune in if you can. If you can't, just wave hi if you want. But I'm doing something a little different now. If you want to write in stories of your veterans, of your families, and your stories of their war stories, whatever, just let me know. I'm going to give you the address right now. It is 1736 East. I've been saying West Sunshine, so anybody that's continuing to watch, it is not West Sunshine. It is East Sunshine, Springfield, Missouri, and I'm not sure what the zip code is. I don't have it, but I'll give that to you by the end of the show. Anyway, and then write it to Acts Ministry in care of myself, Steve McAllister. And if you want to just write in and ask any questions that I might be able to answer in the future, you can do that as well. Well, hello, Jana. Thank you for joining. And you know what? In fact, I'm going to be doing some things with Matt's music myself. You can listen to Matt's music, and I'm going to be doing some things with Matt's music, and I'll just let that be right now. But I did want to share a story. Morning, Wendy. I did want to share a story about my nephew who's been gone now. June 13th, I think it will be it'll be 2 years. And he and I were only 4 years apart, so we were more like brothers more than uncle and nephew. That's what I've been told several times by his mom, that we were more like brothers. We fought like brothers. We played played around and did a lot of goofy stuff. Well, the whole thing with him being in the Navy, none of us knew that this was going to happen to either one of us. And he used to dress up as, he's always wanted to be a chief of police. And I've always wanted to be, I was always the chief of the fire department. Why, I don't know, but we was at my aunt's house, which was Rachel and I's house for 17 years. Anyway, he just had he was very creative in what he did. He was a very creative person. He made friends like crazy. He was, anytime he came over to our house, he made friends with my friends, and he just, in fact, some of my high school buddies that I was, when he got older, he became friends with my friends from school, and it was awesome. That's just the type of person he was. He was very likable, and but when he wanted to play outside, he would play football out in freezing cold temperatures and ask me, "Hey, Uncle Steve, do you want to go play football?" And my neighborhood friends, they're always like, "Let's play football in the snow with Dave." And that's just the type of person that he was. And he made friends. And when he went into the Navy, into the SEALs, he made friends like instantly. And so he just was a well-rounded, well-liked guy wherever he went. Unfortunately, he just ran in, he went through the Gulf War, and, a lot of things happened with him. I'm not going to go into detail because it's just better left unsaid, but before he passed away, this was really cool. He actually reached out to me and said, "I want to talk to you about something, and I'm really excited to let you know about something." And so I said, "Oh yeah, sure." Well, I wrote back to him, and that was the last time I wrote. In fact, it was just about a week before he passed away when he wrote to me. Well, I found out later on that his mom told me that he was writing to me to let me know he was reading a book by a well-known author, and he's well-known. And he took that book and he read it, and I'm not talking about the Bible, but, because I don't think Jesus would care if we mentioned that he was the author. But anyway, he rededicated his life to the Lord, and he was a heavy drinker. That's where his mind was. He was a heavy drinker, and his family was just so torn apart, and we all loved him. We all still think of him. And he told his mom, "I want to get back to Jesus." And so he prayed the prayer and asked for forgiveness for everything. Apparently he stopped drinking, and he wanted to turn his life around for God. And just about that time is when God took him home. So, but I'm just glad that he was able to do what he did before he passed. And so that's one story. The story that, there's so many stories from him that were funny. They were serious. One story that he did, and now this is comical, and I will tell you this because this is the one story that all my friends love to hear. He was into Taekwondo for a while during, I think, junior high school. Him and his brother both were into Taekwondo and took classes. And he would come downstairs into my mom and dad's basement, and he'd say, "Hey, Uncle Steve, I want to try a new move." And I'm like, "Oh, no. I was always the guinea pig for him for some reason. And, but he's like, "You know what, Uncle Steve, I want to try this kick. And I won't hurt you, I promise." I'm like, "Okay." So he had his socks off. Thank goodness he was just wearing his socks. No, and so he said, "Bend over." And I'm like, "Oh, man. Oh, no." Bend over, I want to do something. And so he was going to try to do a move on me just to show what he learned. Well, he did quite well, because when he did the kick, not only did he kick me quite hard, he busted the light bulb from a lamp, a light bulb up above us, And I don't know how he did that, but he did. But anyway, he knocked me. I could feel myself lifting off the ground, back down on the ground, on my back, and there was a big old red circle in between my eyes, in my forehead for at least a week. I mean, there was no lump; it was just a mark. And he's like, oh no, Steve, Uncle Steve, are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah. Once I kind of shook myself and realized, wow, what just happened? That's just, but he felt so bad, and that's why he was like that type of person. Whenever he would accidentally hurt somebody or he wouldn't mean to, he would feel bad, especially when he was real young. He would almost be in tears because of it. So that's just the type of person that my nephew Dave was, and he cared for his family so much that he didn't let on to a lot of people about his particular condition that he had, and I had no idea. And so apparently he must have picked that up somewhere along the line. I don't know if his wife was the only one that he told, but I didn't mean to ramble on, but that was just one of the stories that he and I did and had fun. And of course, when he got older, he got into wanting to play with not guns, but toy guns, and he was jumping off. We played. It was a very successful. Well, it wasn't a successful TV show, but it was a TV show based on some police, and they were in a van, and it's a well-known police tactics situation. Anyway, he thought, "I'm going to go into the Navy." I'm like, "Yeah, right. Okay, you're going to go into the Navy." And he got out. I guess he went in shortly after he graduated from high school, and he decided he wanted to be a SEAL. And so he went through Bud's training, and he was 5'4", 5. Anyway, he was a short guy, and when he first took that course, the obstacle course, he was the slowest guy there, and he wasn't sure if he was going to make it. Well, by the end of the whole deal, and when he's getting ready to graduate, he ended up going through that same course and did it in 6 minutes. He was the fastest runner and fastest person in the group, and he ended up getting, during the graduation ceremony, he ended up getting one of the highest awards that Orange County would give a vet, or a budsman training during the ceremony. It's called Fire in the Gut, and he's received several awards because they would always tease him after he got all these awards on his shirt. He would walk around lopsided. We'd say, "Man, those are a lot of awards, and are you walking sideways for a reason, or kind of awkward?" It's just because we were honored to know that he had all those awards that were given during war and after war, but he really deserved every one of them. And I'm very proud of him, and I'm sure his brother is too. So that's just a couple of, I just want to do an honor, a memorial thing for Memorial Day today. And Stephanie Brown, my sister-in-law, is watching. Thank you. Yes. Hi, Steph, and Ashley Farrar. Thank you for joining. I guess a lot of people are doing a lot of things today, and I don't know. I think the banks are closed today. State offices are closed today in honor of Memorial Day. So just enjoy yourselves today. And I know it's supposed to rain later on today, so make some definite Plan B. Do some Plan B things that, if you're going to plan on cooking outside or barbecuing, you may want to think about doing it indoors today. Good morning, Larry. And so, Steph, I hope everything is kind of getting back to. I hear that a lot of things are still kind of up in the air in Michigan as far as the stay-at-home orders. Did I hear right, Steph, that June 19th was when they extended it to the stay-at-home order? You may want to correct me on that if I'm wrong, but anyway, I'm sure that Matt will be back here soon. Troy and Belinda are outside here in the green room, and they're next in Sacred Ways. Now, folks, stay tuned for this particular show, Sacred Ways. Troy and Belinda have been friends of Rachel and I's for almost 10 years. And these people are Native Americans, but they have so much culture and so much interesting things to talk about. And they've got a guest that's coming on. I think you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Sacred Ways at 10 o'clock Central. So you may want to tune in for that as well. June 12th so far is what Stephanie just said. So for the state of Michigan, please pray for the state of Michigan. They're also going through a tough time with floods. I hear that Midland was in a very dangerous flood stage. I guess a lot of buildings or a lot of things are underwater. I don't know if they've receded at all, but just pray for those people in Michigan. And so I just want to also say thank you to a lot of people here so far. Sometimes I forget to say thank you to Matt and to Jay for allowing me to come on their show and be a part of their team. It's so much fun. And then thank you to Dr. Jim Whining and Pam. Thank you very much for allowing me to have opportunity to preach here soon. I'll be doing a 2-minute message, by the way, for the telethon. So you want to stay tuned for that telethon. That's starting next Tuesday at starting with the morning drive, and I think they're going to go until about noon. And you want to stay tuned for the telethon. It's a fundraiser. I always say telethon. I forget to tell people that it is a fundraiser. And X Media Group, X Television, they mean business, and they are for God. They love God. We all do. And just to let you know, we're here to pray with you, for you. And if you need to, write in to just Acts Ministry and send in your prayer request. Janet, Matt is outside into the green room talking to the next hosts that are coming up right after me. So that's where Matt's at. And Kelly Bala. Okay. Now, Kelly is a recent find from Stephanie, who is a cousin of Stephanie and Rachel's. And Kelly, we are so glad that Rachel and Stephanie are so glad to know that you're still around. Rachel's mentioned you quite a bit, and before Stephanie and you found each other. So we're glad that you're reconnected and back with us. Yes. So there's Stephanie just saying Kelly. All right. Anyway, so I just really wanted to say those thank yous before I forgot anything else. And my testimony, well, you'll have to go back. I think it's on YouTube. You'll have to go on YouTube and find Brighter Living Live in my testimony show. And I just want to reiterate and just say that the Lord gave me this life for a reason. I went through what I went through to come out stronger. And I think by going through what I went through, the Lord allowed it so that I could have a testimony to help somebody else. There he is. There is Matthew Pearson, as Dr. Paul would say.
What's what do you call it?
Matthew Dillon.
Matthew Dillon Pearson.
Yes. And then Jay is Festus.
Yeah, Festus. Okay. So what were you talking about? I was outside talking to Troy and Belinda.
Yeah, I know. Jana was asking about you.
The logistics of this job is a little bit on the difficult side sometimes. Mm-hmm. So especially last minute stuff and all that.
So I hope you got
lack of communication.
Yeah,
it happens. But hey, that's part of the fun. So you were talking about what?
I was just telling everybody about my nephew.
Morning, Adria. Sorry.
Memorials. Just a memorial story of my nephew and I when he was a kid, before he actually became a SEAL, before he got old enough to become into the Navy and everything. I was just telling a couple of funny stories.
Yeah.
So,
Dad has some funny stories too.
and I was thinking Dr. Jim and Pam and you and Jay.
Well, we appreciate what you do as well. Boy, we got a lot of people watching today. Michael Wood, Brian Etheridge, Robert Lawrence, Priscilla Kemp, Jim Whining, Stephanie Brown, Adria Wilkins, and Larry Melton. So welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to your show.
Yes, I think it's because it's Memorial Day.
Right? You know, that happens.
The state shut down. No, the shutdown today is due to Memorial Day. I mean, state offices, federal offices, and all the flags are at half staff, by the way.
And half mass?
Yeah, or half mast. I said half staff.
I guess half staff works too. Sorry, I'm looking.
DAR rules, Daughters of American Revolution, which Stephanie and Rachel are part of.
Yeah. All right. So sorry, I'm looking for something. Nothing involved in this show. Sorry.
Well, what are you doing over there?
Well, it's about let's see, tracking number. Text. All right.
Lack of communication. Yeah, sometimes we just have to be all on the same page.
Yeah, and it's hard to be on the same page. Scheduled delivery.
I try to tell people the right thing, and if I'm, especially with this show or your show or X, I always say, you know what, I'll check. I'm not sure. If I know the answer for sure, I'll say it. If I'm not sure, it's like, I'll check with Matt. I have to do that because Jana's like, we got 11 people watching on my watch party. That is so cool. Thank you, folks, really seriously for joining me. I appreciate that. And like I said, I just told them the address, and I couldn't remember the zip code, so I can go over that address again, and you can tell me the zip code or tell them the zip code. It is 1736 East Sunshine, Springfield, Missouri, and then the zip code.
The zip code? Sorry.
The zip code.
The zip code.
The zip code.
I'm trying to figure out because my food is supposed to have shipped, and I was just trying to find out when I was going to get here.
And really, when we tell you about this lifestyle choice on the program that he's going to be on, the program that I know about, it's unreal. It is fantastic.
There's a lot of people having a lot of success with it. See, with me, as long as if I'm doing something that I'm held accountable for, my self-discipline in that regard is way better, than if I were just doing it on my own account and not accountable to anybody.
Yeah, and that's tough. And I've tried doing that now a couple times, and it's just like, it's tough. If you don't have a set program to go by, it's tough when you try to do it on your own. And sometimes it works, and it did for me, but I'm like, now I need some help.
Sorry.
I will, Steph. There's Troy. Hello.
Hi, Troy. Peeking through the window at us.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
I don't know. He asked if Vicky got with you.
Oh, yeah.
No.
But not right now.
No?
Wouldn't be a good idea. I'll see you, folks. I've got to go out here and...
No, you can't do that.
Kidding. I was
going to say, this is your show?
Obviously, I'm kidding.
I know. We know you. Pam Whining, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Pam. 65804,
Yeah.
Suite 216.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the Suite 216. Maybe not this time, but I do remember.
Yeah, I should have left this over there in front of you.
By the way, I'll talk to you about it after the show, but I was wondering about the suite next door.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what's going on with that.
I wasn't sure if that was part of ACTS or not.
No, it's not.
Okay, because we had that last year with the telethon, or not the telethon, but the
Axe Fest?
Yeah, ACTS Fest, and I thought that was part of.
Yeah, no, I don't. No,
That's where we held a couple seminars.
Oh no, that was upstairs.
Oh, that's on the third
floor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was the conference room. But yeah, that's everything on Axe Fest is going to be digital today.
Yeah. Could you kind of go over that Axe Fest real quick and let people know about that?
Oh, well, right now we're working on the Telethon, which is a fundraising deal that we are doing the 1st through the 5th of June. And Tuesdays, whenever the events start, Monday is our planning day, getting all of our ducks in a row and whatnot. So if you haven't got your entry form filled out and your video and or like plans made as far as if you're going to do a live thing here, by then, Monday's the deadline, definitely. I would say
Friday.
Friday would be the deadline.
Friday should be the deadline.
I think Friday should be.
Monday's going to be a zoo around here.
Yeah, it is going to be a zoo. But I'm going to be spending the next couple of days getting everything all set up and working out the logistics of it for what we have so far. I don't count them until I have the entry form on my desk because I don't want to assume, because, some people might just not take it seriously or whatever, or we just want to make sure that we're all organized this year. Because last year it was like, I was running around here like a chicken with my head cut off.
Yes, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Especially with the breakfast.
Go online to axemediagroup.com. If you are going to join us for the if you want to send your videos or your entry form, PearsonMatthew622@gmail.com is how you do that. And be sure, just in the subject, put in the subject matter, put contest or not contest, but telethon entry.
Right. That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah,
because that's really a contest, but it is.
It is in that people are voting for the best one,
right?
Or what they feel is the best one, and $1 equals one vote. You can go to axemediagroup.com and you go to the PayPal donate button, and there's a for portion of that, so you can put who you're voting for and, how many votes or whatever. So, like I said, $1 equals a vote.
Mm-hmm.
And we're wanting to get as many votes as we can.
Right.
For as many people as we can. There's a 25% award for most of these events, pending a minimum of $50 worth of donations.
We've got some great hosts coming up. Wow. Great lineup.
Oh, yeah. We got Tom Mabe. Not Tom Mabe, sorry. Brandon Mabe. Tom Mabe is a comedian.
I know who you're talking about.
Brandon Mabe with the Bald Knobbers. Let me see. I know we got all kinds. Interesting folks.
Yes.
Joe Kitchen and that one.
No, Bill.
Bill Kitchen. Mm-hmm. Is that his last name? Like, honestly?
Yeah, it is.
And he's a cook.
Yeah. Well, he's a chef.
Well, that's funny.
Executive chef. Mm-hmm.
And executive chef
with the Branson Center Stage. By the way, I'm allowed to say that. So go by the Branson Center Stage and say hi to Leah and Bill and say I sent you.
So on Tuesday, Brandon Mabe from the Bald Knobbers. Wednesday, Peggy and Jeff Brennan. We saw them on your show last week. They're really great. Thursday, Bill Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And on Friday, Randy Plummer.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I was going to get a hold of Randy today, but man, that's great.
Go to axemediagroup.com. You'll scroll through a couple of things before you get to the Telethon Info, which the Telethon Info is, all right, so you go through one article talking about Axe Fest and then another article by Dr. Paul, and then right under that is called
What Can You Do?
What can you do?
Yeah, and May 12th is the actual date on that.
Yeah, as far as like when it was posted.
Right.
And you can read through all the events and stuff, and then below that there is a copyable, copy and paste version of the entry form that you can use.
But you have to scroll. Once you get there, scroll all the way down, and then you'll hit the entry form.
Yep.
So it's not just because you don't see it does not mean that it's not there.
Right.
You have to scroll it down.
All the way. Well, not all the way down to the very bottom,
but
because there's more stuff below that.
Oh, that's true.
Videos. If you get to the videos, you've gone too far.
That's true. Well, I'm sure that the way the entry form looks, I'm sure it'll be obvious.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, I hope so.
So what else have you been talking about today?
Well, just memorial type stuff with my nephew, and just telling people to write in, and give them the address, and tell them if they got veteran stories, if they've got any type of family stories that they would love to share, whether it's funny or serious, just write in.
Okay, so on Tuesday we're gonna have the Christian music competition. And then that same day is the pastor with the best 2-minute message. So if you want to do a 2-minute message, if you don't have the ability to record or are not sure how to do that, I'll be here in the office Tuesday and Wednesday all day to be able to set up and do some recording for your 2-minute message. And or if you have a musical entry
Tomorrow
you want to do.
I'll be doing that.
Okay, yeah. So I'll be here all day at 1736 East Sunshine, Suite 216, Springfield, Missouri, 65804 is where you can come. I'll be here.
Yeah, don't forget.
What were we talking about?
What? Huh?
I don't know where we're at right now.
That's okay. I'm so used to having guests, but I've been in a whirlwind, but I love doing what I'm doing for acts and getting the performers together, entertainers together, and also tickets and donations for the auction. I'm getting that today and tomorrow. And so Jennifer from Ozark Craft Mall is going to be donating. I think she's putting together a basket of all the items there, including maybe some things from her.
Yeah.
The tumblers and
Well, that'll be fun.
T-shirts. And by the way,
I got to get some T-shirts.
Yeah, she knows and she can't wait.
Staff T-shirts.
Yep, and I told her different colors, and she's like, just let me know.
All right, so we got to figure
Honey sticks. I'm on the honey sticks are going to be in tomorrow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because you just basically fill this long straw up, and they have the crimper that crimps it and cuts it at the same time. So
Yeah.
Measure them out. That's why they're so full. And they get everywhere. If you're not careful, the stickies everywhere.
Oh yeah, and it's sticky residue for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got to make sure you have baby wipes or something to.
Oh yeah, they're good though. You gave me some of you gave me one of the habanero ones, and for normal people it would probably be too hot. For me, I was like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, for people that eat hot things and they're used to it, it's nothing for them. It's like. It's maybe got a little kick to them.
I think
somebody
pepper
else that's
tastes.
not used to it will go, I need water. I need water.
I think peppers, not necessarily pickled peppers, but peppers do go good with a lot of stuff, like baking, like cookies.
Yes,
Diced up jalapenos would go really good in there.
maybe for you.
Well, my sister makes these bacon jalapeno chocolate chip cookies.
Bacon jalapeno chocolate chip.
I know. Sounds gross, but it's not gross.
Wow.
It's very rich. Very, very rich.
Well, then that would be for me. Well, if I plan on going on the same thing you do, it's like that's out.
Yeah, it'll have to be. And for those people who follow that particular health program, 100% have been getting really healthy really quick. Mm-hmm. So... Anywho, you look like you were reading something from your party there.
Stephanie Brown, musical entry. She sings. Her and Rachel sang.
Oh, did she just send something? Or
no, I don't know. Stephanie, are you trying to say that you want to send something? I don't care. I mean, it's open to anybody. Because Rachel would love to do something. I bet because she's not going to be able to do anything live. She may want to come up here and record. I don't know.
That's fine. That's what I'll be here for all day tomorrow and all day Wednesday.
She would do something that she knew that would be, what do you call it?
I get to mow today after the show.
Oh, yes. You got a yard.
I love mowing. I love mowing.
That yard is fun to mow.
The bigger the better.
Yeah. It's not going to be too hot like it was yesterday.
Oh, it was horrible yesterday.
Man,
it from like 60 degree one day, like almost 90 the next.
It was 90 on Friday or Saturday, and then yesterday we was at church. We had our first church service over at Sycamore Creek Family Ranch.
95.
And people were putting ice or the scarves around their necks, so
dipped in water, soaked in water, water scarves.
Yep.
Or you get those ones that you soak them in water. They got the little beads in them that absorb water.
Right.
They look like bandanas, but they've got those like the beads you would mix in with the soil of a house plant.
Right.
You know, that swell up and absorb water and then release it as it goes. That's pretty handy, by the way, because it doesn't drown your plant. It actually just gives it the water it needs.
Right.
Yeah, they make that stuff for plants.
Anyway, it was really...
It was hot,
Yep.
especially in the sun yesterday. I didn't do anything outside, but whenever I got out, it was an oven in my car.
Yep.
And you know what it's hot like this? Don't leave any instruments in your car.
Yeah, good idea.
I learned that the hard way with my Martin.
Yeah, and
Not recently.
and
last
still,
year.
even though they're not making a big deal about it right now, it's still a big deal. Don't ever leave your pets in the car.
No, unless you've got the AC running. I saw a picture of somebody, and it was their dog, and there was a sign taped to the window. Please don't break the window. The car is on. The car is running, and the AC is on. And I'm basically, because I mean, it's, a lot of people, if they see a dog in a car and it's real hot, and the motor's not running and the AC's not on, people will break that window to get the dog out.
Yep, they will.
And I'm okay with that.
And you know what? And they will not get in trouble.
Yeah. So yeah, don't leave any of your animals, even if it's going to be for just a few minutes, in the car. Unless, I mean, see, if I were to leave a dog in my car, I have a remote start, and I can let the AC be on and stuff, and make sure they have water,
Right.
and something to chew on, so they're not chewing on your car.
One quick story on that. We was in Ann Arbor, and Stephanie was actually, she was real sick. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Stephanie was really sick. She was in ICU for a little bit. And
Stephanie Brown?
Yeah, we wasn't sure she was going to make it.
Well, we're glad she did.
Yes, she did. And I forgot how far back that was. But anyway, the reason I said that was because we had our dog with us. And I knew that it was warm. It was in July. And so we ran up to the room, and then I was going to turn around and come back down to be with our dog. Bless his heart, he's gone now. He's over the Rainbow Bridge, as they say. Sonny. Anyway, he was in the car, and I get this phone call, and I'm like, okay, I don't know. Hello? Yes, this is so and so from the sheriff's such and such sheriff's department. I was like, ha ha ha. At first, I thought it was my friend who usually calls and says stuff like that. We're down here next to your car. Do you have a dog in your car? And I was like, yeah. I didn't know how to respond.
Well, yeah, it's always
And
nerve-wracking
so-
when a cop calls you and asks you questions.
Well, I'm thinking it was a joke, and I said, is this a joke? No, sir, this is not a joke. We are here now. So I looked out the window, and sure enough, there was two sheriff cars out there next to our car.
And you told him you were just gone like a couple minutes.
Yeah, I said, I was gone, but I was on my way back down to take your... Well, you need to get down here, like, right now. And I was like, oh, no.
Did they give you a ticket?
No. What happened was we'd been at the hospital the day before,
Oh, and somebody...
and there was nobody there. Well, this time it was during the day, and I thought, shoot, somebody walked by and saw that dog, and the 2-3 people complained, and they called the police. The police showed up and called me and said, you need to get your butt down here right now. And
You were probably already on your way down at the
Yeah.
time.
and
Did
so,
you tell them that? I'm already on my way down.
Yeah, and so they said, well, normally we would just go ahead and give you the riot act and give you a ticket, but because you're from out of state, and thank you. Whoa.
There you go.
Thank you. And because you're out of state, and you're here for an emergency situation, we're just gonna drop it.
Yeah.
But you need to remember, don't leave your dog in the car. And I was like,
Sometimes you have to, as long as the AC is on and they have water, everything that they need.
yeah,
Now, unfortunately, with most vehicles that have a remote start, it turns off after about 20 minutes.
right.
So yeah, and I love animals.
I love them.
So I'm all about, I mean, if I saw a dog in a car that was hot, I would call the police.
Yep.
And tell them, because, those dogs have no choice in where you put them. And then I would stay out beside the car
Yep.
and wait for the police to get there. And then, but if
you tell them that you're gonna break the window to get, they're gonna say, well, if you break the window, you've got our permission. Something about giving them permission to break the window and they wouldn't get charged for it or something.
Yeah. Because I mean, you save those animals. I'm an avid lover of animals. Spiders, kill every spider there almost. I wouldn't care. 'Cause spiders creep me out.
There's some
creepy,
animals I
crawly
wouldn't
insect.
mind killing,
Like
snakes.
snakes. See, snakes don't bother me that much. I mean, unless it's poisonous and it's about ready to bite me, or if it's putting the animals in danger.
Yes. Then that's when you need to kill them. Otherwise, they're not going to bother you as long as you don't bother them. In fact, they're more afraid of you than you are them.
We got a lot of feral cats around our area, and I catch them in the barn, but I don't run them out or anything because they keep the mouse population down in the barn.
Yeah.
Because if you have a barn with grain and stuff like that, you're gonna have barn mice.
Mm-hmm.
There's no getting around it.
Right.
But these cats, they probably feast in there from time to time.
Right.
But yeah. Anyways, I'm taking over your show again.
No, you're not. You're going along the conversation this time.
I was outside talking to Troy and Belinda, and I was like, well, I'm going to go save him from having to talk to himself for too much longer. Because, sometimes it's hard to do.
Yeah, especially if you don't have a guest and you're like, you just have to think of something ahead of time. Do it. It's called a plan B.
Plan B? Yeah, or, plan B.
Troy, you're looking awful sharp there, buddy. Oh.
He's looking through is that our books you're looking through over there? Or is this that's your guest today?
Oh.
I'll talk to you about that here in just a minute. So he's
Woohoo.
his guest is here. Who's your guest again? Mr. Joe Goad. Joe Goad is going to be his guest today.
All right. I'm looking. Well, I wish I could.
But you got to go, don't you?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Troy,
I'm trying not to
leave
goad
after
you
this.
on. That was terrible.
That was bad.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm a little. I don't know. I slept too much, I think.
And sometimes if you're too tired, it's called slap happy, and if you sleep too much, it's like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because, I don't want to take any prescription medication to be able to sleep.
Right. I have to now.
But I was taking melatonin, and
I take it.
but it started, I noticed that some of the side effects are counterproductive to my anxiety and or depression, so I don't take that anymore. I just take a Benadryl, and it's got the same exact thing that any of the PM pills have, like the Tylenol PM and all that stuff. It's the same exact ingredient in it that makes you sleepy. And so, I take one of those, just one, before I go to bed. And that stuff is bad for me. I was just saying, it worked for a while, but then, I guess as my brain and body chemistry change.
Sometimes if you take too much of that, it goes into your system, and then it doesn't do anything anymore after a while because then
it can cause vivid dreams, very vivid dreams.
Maybe that's what's been going on.
Temporary feelings of depression when you first wake up, and that's what was getting me.
I do 3
milligrams.
Thank you. 3 milligrams of melatonin. Not every time, because that's not good. By the way, you were asking about Cindy earlier on your show.
Yeah.
She's doing well. She asked me to tell you guys hello. She moved into a place. In fact, she moved down the street from where we used to both live. She lived on the other side down the street, and now she's on
the other side.
Yeah,
down the street.
So, anyway,
the other side.
Yeah, she's now another neighbor again, and she's actually living in a place where we went to this girl's house and her mom's, and we visited with them, and now she's living in that house. So, but it's a month to month, so she can leave anytime as long as she gives a 30-day notice.
Well, that's good.
So, but she told me to tell you hello.
Well, hello, Cindy. We miss you. We miss seeing her on there all the time.
Yeah, she's a real, she's been like a sister. So, and her daughter Ashley, God bless her, she's like Mom, we got to get out of Michigan because of everything that's going on in Michigan. Mom, we got to get out.
Oh, yeah.
And she didn't want her mom to leave at the beginning. It's like, Mom, no, don't. You don't need to leave. We can stay right here. Now she's all for her leaving.
It's like, now it's like, what? Say what?
Say what?
I think I shared this on my story, but I don't think I shared it on my timeline. I'm going to share it on my timeline. Got to make sure we like and share these videos, folks. If you can, it'd be great. And go to our YouTube channel, give us a thumbs up, like and share that video, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little alarm bell to be able to be notified whenever we go live.
Yeah, that would be good.
And you'll be surprised at how often we go live, which is Monday through Friday. And then it'll be from 8 a.m. to usually 11 at the latest, 11:30, depending on what we're doing.
Right.
Like today we're going from 10 to 11 with Belinda, or Troy and Belinda, and their show and their guest. So tune in. It's always really interesting.
It really is. That's what I told people to watch. It's a very interesting.
They'll be singing a song today.
Mm-hmm.
They were supposed to be singing 2 songs today, but, like I said, they're with communication and stuff like that, kind of, didn't get what we need to play them both. But, that happens, especially, in all this. If you guys want to join us on the telethon days, let us know. You can email me your entry forms at pearsonmatthew622@gmail.com. That is Pearson, that's PearsonMatthew 622@gmail.com. And in the subject box, be sure and put telethon, so I'll know and I can categorize it.
That's right.
But we need an entry form, and we need something to play, or we need to have you here to be able to do it live.
Right, and that's what I tried to make sure that
the 1st through the 5th.
And if you're watching, and I've already talked to you, I will be at Steamy Joe's today at 1:00.
With some entry forms.
Yes, with some entry forms. So if you're in the Branson area and you know where Steamy Joe's is at, that's where I'll be.
Yep, good deal. Steamy Joe's in Branson. It's about time for us to get off of here, brother.
Wow.
I know. Time flies.
I made it through.
Yeah, I know. So you
I'll
can go
have
ahead
I'll have a guest next week. Don't know quite yet, so I just don't want to mention anybody's name until I get a confirmation.
All right. Well.
But I will plan on having a guest. And so, folks, thank you very much. Whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, thank you very much for joining me. And I want you to know that God loves you. Have a brighter day, and God bless.